Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Wellness Wednesday. So happy to be here with you all. I know it's been a minute, but I am back, and this time I have brought the lovely Deyanira Contreras with me. I always try to get my R's just right, and then I get tongue tied. How are you, Daya?
I'm good, Sonia. How are you?
I'm
Thank you
doing
for trying to get those R's right.
yes.
Very close.
So, just so you all know, I know Dea. She is a colleague of mine as well as a good friend. And I was very excited to have her on to talk about Biodanza because I got to experience this and it was a lot of fun. I truly, truly loved it. But before we dive in, I just know we're going to wait. We'll talk a little bit as people pour in. Hey, Joji, good to see you. I know we got to wait for the notifications to go out before people start coming in here. Let me just pull it up here on my phone too, so I have it. Why does it say it's still waiting for me? Interesting. Hi, Jay. Welcome. Sorry, guys. Hold on. I just want to make sure I'm pulling up on my phone here. Can you guys hear and see me? Because it's not coming up on my phone. Let me see if I'm over here on the. Oh, yeah, I am. I don't know. Something with my phone. I'm not going to worry about it. So, Dea, why don't you tell everybody just a little bit about yourself, and then we'll dive in about Biodanza and what it is.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am Deyanira Contreras. Like Sonia said, we've been working together, I think, almost 8 years now, and have become very good friends in the process as well. Um, let's see. About me, I am a 46-year-old queer woman. I've lived all of my life, most of my life, in Los Angeles. I was born in Mexico and came to the U.S. With my family at the age of 7. So practically, I've been here all my life. Um, my first language is Spanish. I love words. I love language. I love poetry. I write a little. I guess I'm a poet, if you can call it that. I'm embracing a little bit of who I am every day.
And you're also a fabulous artist.
Yes, that's something that actually has emerged and given way a manifestation of art. You know, this thought that we are not creative people is only a thought, I've
Mhm.
discovered.
Yeah. You guys, I should have probably put your Instagram in there as well to check out her Instagram because she has some of her artwork on there and it's just truly extraordinary. I absolutely love it. The colors, the vibrancy, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Thank
So,
you.
hey, Barb's Wheel of Fortune and Sony Vision. Hello, hello. Jessica, Libra Lady, Joe Schmo. Love that name. Hello. Oh, the great question, Barb. So, Barb wants to know, do you dream in Spanish or English or both?
I dream in Spanish, and my thought process is in Spanish. I dream in Spanish mostly,
That's a
very
fascinating.
vividly.
That's really fascinating. I would have never really thought to ask. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Thank you. That's a great question. Yeah,
Yeah.
I always say things sounds better in Spanish, but I am biased, so I've learned to say them in English as well to sound as beautiful. So that creativity also is, and I love being bilingual. I love it. I can go back and forth quite easily. Sometimes, my friends will always call me and ask me, "How do you say this in Spanish?" And I needed to say it this way, and it's more, more than conversational translation. It's something in the sentiment of it. So
The one thing that
yeah.
I've learned, especially through ceremony in the songs that are sung, they're in Spanish and they're so beautiful, but they don't translate well over into English. Like it
Hmm.
just kind of falls short, so it doesn't really
Yeah.
capture the essence of what's being said.
Hmm.
So I have learned that it's just like kind of gets lost in translation a little bit when you try to put it into English. So,
Yep. Yeah, it's more capturing the sentiment of what is said. And so with English, it takes a little molding of the words to get it there.
yes, yes. So let's talk about Biodanza and everyone, as we're talking about Biodanza and learning about it, any questions that come up, please feel free to put them in the chat so I can ask Deyanira for you. So Dea, what is Biodanza?
Okay, so I will give a textual definition, right? Biodanza is a human integration system of organic renewal, of effective re education, and of relearning of the life original functions. Its application consists of in leading vivencias through music, song, movement, and group encounter situations. That is the textbook definition. What does that mean? uh, it is a system of human integration. The It was created by Rolando Toro Araneda. He was a Chilean philosopher, teacher, psychologist, anthropologist, and lover of life who created this system. Made it his life mission to create the system because of that. He was a big believer in life and in love, right, and in human connection. And biodanza has been around since the 1960s. Most it started originated in South America, but it is found in practically every other continent of the world except North America, which that has changed nowadays because we have a school here and we are
Surprise,
emerging.
surprise.
Right, right. Because we are emerging two actually generations of facilitators recently. So, with that said, it is a combination of movement, encounter, and dance and music. Carefully selected music to be able to stimulate our movement, uh, be able to stimulate our biological, physiological functions of our body to regenerate. In its definition, it has the prefix "re," right? This opportunity to relearn, re-educate ourselves in the art of living, you know. And all this is done through a biodanza session, which is called vivencia. And funny that we were speaking about translations because vivencia, there's no word in English that translates to vivencia, which means an intense moment lived in the here and now. And
Mm,
the session of vivencia in biodanza through music and movement and encounters is an invitation to create just that
yeah.
intense moments lived in the here and now.
And
So it sounds complicated, but it is an experience lived through the music and just through life in general.
and it is a beautiful experience. I actually got to experience it twice. Attended a class at the time when Deyanira was just a student herself, and attended a couple of classes. And all I can say that it is just, it's really beautiful. And I'll have her take you through of what like a class is. But for me, it was something very intimate about it, and it's that human connection, about connecting with one human being with another. And I think that's part of the issue, especially with North America, is that we don't have that intimacy with each other, and people are nervous, and pretty much they don't like to feel vulnerable, right? So but it brings back that connection with another human being. And I love that now that you're teaching this and others are emerging. So hopefully that this will grow here, especially in the United States, where people can relearn that and learn how to connect with one another. And it's really important. So what was it that drew you to wanting to do Biodanza? What was your first interaction with it?
I've been doing the personal development journey for a while, for a long time. the last 22, 23 years of my life. And along that road, I found Biodanza found me, I'd like to say.
Mm.
Um, what drew me to it? Well, just I was already on a journey. So this was presented and I accepted the invitation. What kept me going? That yearning for connection, that knowing in my soul that there had to be something else to life than this of what we see, of what we live every day. We can't, the rigidness of our thoughts, of our feelings and all of that, and all in protection of our vulnerability.
Mhm.
So it drew me, the connection, the yearning for connection to another human being and to life in general. um a session, I was saying that a session in biodanza is called vivencia, and it's made up of anywhere from 8 to 12 individual dances. And it's, it's carefully thought of and prepared for the stimulation of our being. Biodanza works from what is good in us. We all have a history. We all have a created resilience through surviving our stories and traumas and everything that we have put ourselves through and life has encountered upon us. And we know that story, and we know the effects of those stories, one or many, the sadness and the frustrations and the behaviors that may come up from that. But we're alive. We are alive, and to be able to capture and reconnect with that sense of living despite our history, despite those instances, and be present now for ourselves, for other relationships that we have with other people, and the relationship that we have with life in general. And that has kept me going.
Mhm.
There's so much more to our souls and our person that we haven't even touched or discovered yet.
Yes.
You know, so biodanza has um, the consistency of biodanza, of practicing biodanza. It is a practice. It can become a way of life, in the sense that uh, it's based on what's called the biocentric principle, and that principle, made up of the two words bio, which is life, and principle is life is the most important. Life in all its manifestations. The respect that I have for myself is the respect that I'm going to have for you, and it's the respect that I have for life in general. I am a part. We are connected. We are much more alike than we are ever different.
So true. How would you? So let's take it. Hello, everyone who's just joining us. This is Deyanira Contreras, and she
Hi,
is a
everyone.
colleague and friend of mine. And I am super excited to have her here today to talk about Biodanza, which is, as she's describing, who is it? Joji had posted the definition for me here, which is great. Thank you for doing that, Joji.
Thank you.
A human integration system of organic renewal, of effective re education, and of relearning of the life original functions. Ooh, that's a mouthful.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love
Yes.
that. I love that. So, yeah, we're just talking about that, and she shared her experiences of what drew her there, to it, and now to take us through. But I do want to say thank you, Sheila, for that. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up while you're here. That really helps the channel. So much appreciated with that. So take us through a session. If I'm like a first timer, I'm walking in through the room. What would I expect, and what happens?
So the danza session begins with in a circle. It's the verbal circle, we call it. In biodanza, the circle represents humanity, and this we all occupy a specific space, and we're able to look at each other and listen to each other from our own space, sort of like that. And that's where we use the verbal part of communication, because during vivencia, once vivencia starts, the music starts. Uh, our verbal communication stops, and we allow our bodies to begin communicating through our gestures, through our movement, and through dance. Um, what can you expect? To be surrounded by a respectful and connected community. You are important just for being you there. Um, we share how we are, who are you, what brings you to Biodanza, um, how are you at this moment, many things. There's themes to every class. So the facilitator will speak a little bit of Biodanza, what it is. There's so many aspects. Like you said, the definition is a mouthful, and all vivencias are based on on that mouthful of definition. There's so much to that. Um, Once vivencia starts, we stand up and also begin the actual vivencia in a circle. Again, representing this community that we are all a part of. Beginning with this invitation in every dance of the vivencia to practice this effective re-education, how we communicate effectively with others. We usually leave, a nice gaze and a hand holding or hugging or contact of any intimate nature to our family members or to our significant other. And we have this capability and ability to connect with others in the same way. And Vivencia provides that safe environment. That's um, that's how what you can expect, a safe environment for expression.
Yeah.
And you don't need to know how to dance. The thing, if you don't, the less you know how to dance, the better. The less you will be in your head, or how do you do this dance, or how do you do another dance. It's just allowing the movement to, emerge from your body.
And it's like a sense of
And
freedom with that, right? You
yes,
just step into that, and it's just like the sense of freedom when you don't have to think about it, and you're instructed, you're guided on what to do, the next steps. But just to be able to allow your body to flow and do whatever feels good to the body, that's what I really enjoyed.
yes, yes. Each dance that makes up the vivencia is an invitation. It's like you said, it's a guide. There's a guide, there's a point of reference, there's a benefit to each, there's a biological and physical benefit to each of the dances.
Hmm.
uh, so there a little bit is talked about that in the invitation that's made, right? There's a catalog of over 300 exercises and music that is carefully selected and studied to be able to go with the intention of the dance and generate the movement in the body. So it's not something that's just made up of someone's desire for connection. It is based on biological functions, psychological functions of the human body, and that
is
we are all connected, that we are a part of life.
is this music the same internationally, or would it be like slightly different, like from South America, than what is played here in the States?
Mostly the music is the same internationally. Again,
Okay.
because we don't use the verbal translation, say, of the words or of the content of the music. And one of the things that is studied is the musical semantics of each song. To
Hmm.
be able to generate this music is a universal language. We
Right.
all understand it. And you have, when you were at the two vivencias that you experienced, our facilitator speaks Spanish,
Yeah.
and the verbal, there was a translation. I don't know if once you started dancing, what was your experience in the music? There's music in Portuguese and
Hmm.
French and Spanish, English,
Oh, the music's
instrumental
just
music.
beautiful. The music's beautiful. And, there was a few times Diana had to translate for me, but for the most part, you just knew what to do. It's by watching others too, as she gave that instruction. So it's like I didn't need that translation every single time. It's just kind of going with the movement and the flow of things, and then it became very natural. So I think that was the beauty of it. I didn't need to know Spanish.
Yeah,
It was, yeah, it was great. Yeah.
yeah, it
So
is.
I remember there was a sequence, though. There's kind of like a sequence of where, if you can talk a little bit about that, of how I think everybody's in a group first, and then you go to a pair, and then it's like, that I know there's one by yourself, and then but there's a reason behind all that.
Yes, yes, yes. And like you said, all of that, it is a mouthful. I just completed at the end of 2021 the facilitator formation for Biodanza and all the theory, right? So there's 3 years of theory. So yes, there is a sequence to the exercises to the dances presented. And why we say dances and not exercises? Because there's no one way to do any of the dances. It is the movement that emerges from your body. There's an invitation. There are benefits that it will generate, but all biodanza wants you to do is move, however that is for you. Uh, so the sequence of the encounters in group are done always in the ronda in Spanish for circle. Again, no direct translation, but it is a circle, uh, as the whole group together in pairs, as Sonia mentioned, different encounters in pairs, and the ability to switch between one person and the other. We do this on a constant daily basis. We speak with one person, we encounter another, whether those encounters are brief or extended, whether we know the person or not. And then there's dances that happen on an individual level, again for your expression. And those are the three levels of human connection, right? To myself, to others, and to life in general, which is what, when we do group, the ronda, the circle, is this connection to life, because we are life in its human manifestation. So that's the intent in speaking in very, very large term, to cover all the mouthful of the definition of Biodanza. But on a broad level, that's the intent of the sequence of encounters for Biodanza.
Beautiful. Um, so, what drew you to become or want to become a facilitator? And talk a little bit about that process, because I know you've been at this for some time, and I've just been so proud
Yes.
to see your progress and where you are now, really stepping into this role.
Yes, like I said, so I've been on this personal development journey for a long time. What drew me to the facilitator course to begin this? I think it's human nature when you find something that works for you, and you want to share it. And it is a process. It's still every day is a personal invitation to dance life, to flow with it, to um, have, for me, to have less rigidity in my thoughts, in my movements, to flow more with life, to be more, to create more happy moments.
Mm,
And I think as humanity evolves and presents, we're all yearning for that. I think we are all on this journey for connection, for love, for compassion in every way, and that we all have a story.
mhm,
We all have a story, and so Biodanza presents this constant invitation in a safe environment to practice and re-educate ourselves in connection, in love, and in living. Rolando Toro, the creator of Biodanza, used to say the most political act of revolution is an embrace, and I agree. If I agree.
mhm.
I think all many things could be uh, begin to dissolve uh, with an embrace.
Yeah.
And it's not just a physical embrace. It's, I can gaze at you, look into the wonder of somebody else's eyes, and be able to capture that and to feel that
Hmm.
can alleviate a lot of our contradictions and rigidity and self. selfish ways that we've had. Another thing, Rolando used to say, we are sick of civilization, and the more civilized we've become, the more sick we've become. Sick in causing we're tied to a schedule, what we are tied to traffic, we are tied to how the weather is going to be. We just had this pandemic and we didn't know what to do with ourselves, so being stuck at home. And these are the people we live with and we've chosen to have share life with, and we didn't know what to do with ourselves besides the pressure of the pandemic and this worldwide a takeover that happened during those 2 years, and it's still so. Biodanza invites you to rescue the good in you and humanity, and I wanted to share that. And sometimes I'm not good with words, but I found a lot of significance in my dance and in sharing that with others.
Mhm.
Just to provide a safe space. We're all looking for a safe space.
We most certainly are, and I think too, as you mentioned, with so much going on in the world, we all want to have a safe space, a place where that you won't be judged or feeling just the pressures. The place, a space that's going to hold you, that will allow you to really tap into that vulnerability, and I think that's really important. I You were reminding me as you were talking, one of the things that I did with the when I took speaking circles, and we had that relational presence that we were taught, and how to connect from one person to another person when delivering a speech, and learning how to connect with your audience. And I think that there's a lot of similarities between the two. Interestingly enough, speaking circles is international, and that started over in, I believe it's Switzerland, where that started. So funny how these relational type of things started somewhere else and not here. In the
Yes,
US, we have a lot to learn for sure. We have a lot to
yeah,
learn here.
most
Yeah, I
definitely.
see Barb even said, and I think Barb was referring to the embrace part. I think we need to see what it looks like. Are you referring to the Biodanza, what it looks like, Barb? Is that what you're referring to? I had wanted to get like a video. If you actually go onto YouTube and Google, a lot of people have recorded their classes. So you can get an
Yes.
idea of what the classes looks like. And oh, thank you, Joji, for posting this, the Federation link.
Yes. So you can Google Biodanza. You can go on YouTube. You will find different aspects, different videos, different information. There's a system, the system Rolando Toro, which is the original system and has the seal. There's a crane on the seal, and it's the original and only existing symbol of Biodanza. There's like any other practice, right? There's derivations, there's extensions, but the Biodanza system, Rolando Toro, is the original system. As a facilitator, still in the training phase, I can speak of my experience of Biodanza, and like I've done with all of you right now, just how it has felt for me, what I've learned from it. Uh, so. I studied here in Los Angeles at the Biodanza School of Los Angeles, and it's the first school in the United States of America to have two emerging generations of facilitators. Our first
Yeah.
generation was kind of stunted by the pandemic, but we are all in this supervisory phase, and we'll have locations for Biodanza sessions throughout the LA County right now.
Yeah. Joe Schmo just caught on to that. He's like, there's one in Los Angeles. There
Yes.
is, excuse me. And Dea is going to be starting her classes towards the end of this month.
My supervisor, yes, still in supervision phase.
Well, okay.
I will let Sonia know once I have those dates, and you are all invited to attend
Yeah,
the
for those that live in the LA
Biodanza
area.
in the LA area. Yes,
Unless
if
you
you're
want to
in the LA
fly
area.
here, come on over. Would love
And
that.
I was gonna say, there's videos, and you may find different content of Biodanza. Biodanza sessions are very intimate, like Sonia said at the beginning. It is an intimate environment. Why? Because people have this invitation to be vulnerable, and that is to be protected, and it's safe for everyone.
Mhm.
So you'll find perhaps, content of rondas, of the circle, of there's a part that is more a adrenergic, where it's more lively and we use more energy and there's more encounters and everything. And there's part of, again, in the sequence of the vivencia, where it's more intimate. And so that is for the attendees and the participants, that stays in the video of your soul more than anything else. So yeah, it is an intimate encounter with yourself and with others that is very protected in the vivencia.
I want to see, guys, bear with me. I'm going to try to get creative here because Joji had posted a video. I want to see if I can do this here. Let's see. Oh, is it going to let me share that? Bear with me here, guys. Okay, we might get some windows and windows here. So I'm sharing. Yeah, okay. So can type in the chat if you let me know if you can see the video. Oh, here we go. My thing is catching up. Okay. Yes. All
Oh,
right.
this
So
is
let me
yeah,
hit.
this is a great video.
Okay.
The San Francisco School of Biodanza was one of the first here, and then um, right now the only existing and active school is in Los Angeles. But yes, this is a great video
Okay.
that can show you a bit of Vivencia. That is Rolando Toro, the creator.
Nice. Uh, okay, find my way back here.
Huh.
Uh-oh. And stop sharing. Okay, there we go. We're back. That was good. That was a nice kind of description of the flow of it,
Yeah.
and I like the testimonials there of people sharing of their experiences. And yeah, it really is interesting. Barb said that it looks interesting. Um,
It feels even better.
Joe says
It is. Go ahead. Sorry.
it says it shows a sense of curiosity, personal vitality, and a bit of ego release. Yes.
Yes, so much. I love that. A part of more knowledge of the content of Biodanza is these stimulation of vitality, of creativity, our sexuality, affectivity, and transcendence, which is a lot of ego release, as the comment said. So yes,
Hmm.
that is exactly, and good that you were able to to capture that just from the images.
Yeah. And and I think the other thing that I really liked, it's a moment of, because I remember the first time when I was there, I felt a little like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to, I kind of kept it kind of contained a little bit. You saw how everybody's like, woo, and I was kind of like, but as I began to relax more, let go of that ego and get over myself, really getting over myself, it was just,
Hmm.
that's when I was able to really relax into it and just flow. And I think that's one of the beauty of it is it teaches you just to get over yourself. Stop worrying about somebody's looking at me, or I'm not doing this right. And, I feel embarrassed. And after a while, you're just like, everybody's just in their own thing, doing their own thing. Don't worry about it. Just let go. And as I love to say, everybody knows one of my favorite sayings is just let it go and let it flow. And that's what I did. And it feels really good. It really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah,
So,
what fluidity is, one of the a component
mhm,
of biodanza in the dances, and really is, like you were saying, we in life we're all trying to figure it out. We
yeah,
really are, and in the dance we're also just trying to figure ourselves out.
hmm,
So flow with whatever comes, right? And
absolutely.
more, and it sounds great, and it's that invitation in every dance, and it is a process to let go of those thoughts that will allow the rest of our body to flow into the movement.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, So if someone, we know that there's things that are popping up here in Los Angeles. If someone's in another state and they're like, well, where do I sign up? How do I do this? Is this in my state? What would be the best thing for them to do?
But right now, like I said, Biodanza is in Los Angeles is the active school of Biodanza, and there's weekly classes here in the Los Angeles County area. If you're located outside of California or Los Angeles County, there's I'm not sure of all the locations where they are, but I know there's on the East Coast in Maryland, I believe, Florida, and just emerging in Iowa right now, weekly classes, no other school, but weekly classes of facilitators from all over the world
Hmm.
um, that are beginning their classes or have classes in those states. I can speak for Los Angeles County. If you would like information, we have a Facebook page, which is Biodanza Los Angeles on Facebook. And we also have a web page, also biodanzalosangeles.com. And the contacts for my facilitators are there, which are the director and coordinator of the school. I believe, Sonia, I gave you our
Yes. If you look,
email address.
if you look in the descriptions, just under this video, I have that information posted there, so you can find that there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, my teachers and facilitators, directors of the school, Linda Torres and Carmen Aranda, uh, they took their facilitator training in the San Francisco School of Biodanza, and then have brought now the Los Angeles School of Biodanza since 2017, I believe, was the first generation. They started the first generation.
That's awesome.
So yeah, like any practice, like any movement, it you begin to emerge in the countries, I guess, that need it most. In North America, we are, a first world country, and I think, like I said at the beginning, we're yearning for this connection, and Biodanza is an invitation to do that, to
Yeah,
connect
that's fantastic.
through joy, through joy. So
Joy.
we
Yes.
are all connected in many other ways, but through joy, this is the invitation. So uh, yeah,
I look at it too as like perfect chakra alignment, right? Because you just like that heart chakra is just wide open, and it just taps on each one of your chakras. So to me, I think it's a perfect way if you're looking to have fun and get your chakras aligned at the same time.
yeah, integration is another component, right? So integration in our bodies and alignment, and
Hmm.
yeah, the terminology is endless, and the feeling is sensational. Testimonials, the benefits of Biodanza, to relieve stress.
Oh yeah, let's dive
You
into the
sleep better.
benefits.
Uh, yeah, relieve stress, a better sleep, more moments of joy, just finding the joy in everyday moments and encounters. And uh, the hopes of is that with the practice of Biodanza, you start to create these moments for yourself, and in the moments that you encounter with others. So uh, it increases vitality, uh,
Mhm.
and you meet new people. It's fun. It's a moment, an hour and a half session that will change your day. You know, a sometimes we always say in our group, oh, sometimes you're exhausted after the day and you don't want to drive and you don't want to go. And it's those moments that, if you take yourself there dragging, the minute you start moving, and it's like, oh, I wasn't tired, So it just gives you that shot of vitality that we need
Mhm.
almost consistently.
Yeah. And I was going to say something else about that. But I think too, like you said, with the integration, I think it really helps you learn how to connect with people in a different way. It teaches you how to, let's just say your coworkers or maybe even your family members, just everyone around you. I think with that, and I'm speaking on my own experience of when to have that connection within myself, you become more self-aware, and then you begin to learn how to make those connections with people when you come across them, especially if somebody's coming at you kind of like, learning how to go within to tap into that, so that you're like, okay, let me find that biodanza space that I'm not going to, that vitality that I'm not going to lash back out at this person, and learn to find that place of where I can be more grounded so I can interact with this person or diffuse this person that's coming at me in this way. And I think it helps in that manner as well.
Yes, it is a system of self-regulation.
Yeah.
Definitely self-regulation and awareness in my interactions, right?
Yes.
That person coming at me with this, like where you were saying, it's not about me, it's about them. And it's like, how do I react to that?
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
sure I always tell my sister, you want to throw somebody off, stay silent or give them a hug, and you're going to throw them off, and they're going to be like, what? Uh, Counterattack. Make it fun. Make life
Yeah.
fun. Let's find the fun in it. We already know the worry, and we already know the hurt, and we already know how that feels.
Hmm.
Do we know? Can we rescue the joy and the vitality and the expansion? There's so much more to us than this what we see.
So
So
true. So true.
For me,
Um,
that has been the constant invitation to keep dancing.
yeah. Joe it says on Google Maps that the Gardena Dance Studio is closed. That's exactly where I went.
Yes,
We
it's
went.
as a business, it does appear permanently closed, but we have class there on Tuesday evenings from 7:30 at 7:30.
So there you go,
It,
Joe.
it is open for, and we've had class there Tuesday evenings for many years.
Yeah.
Uh, and there's a beginners class in the city of Norwalk on Thursday evenings. Again, for more information, if you'd like, Sonia provided the contact information for the School of Biodanza where they can give you more information.
Beautiful. Barb says, we do need lovely hearing about it. Well, so happy that you're here to listen, Barb.
Good.
Hey, Johnny. Soft answer turns away wrath. If they are the only ones screaming, maybe they will notice. Exactly.
Yes, most definitely.
Exactly. Hey, it takes two to tango. So if you don't join that
It
dance,
does.
then they have nobody to dance with. They're going to be there on their
Exactly.
own, egg on their face. Any other questions? Anybody have any questions with Deyanira or Deyanira? Is there anything else that you want to share about your experiences with Biodanza?
um, I'm excited. I'm excited to continue exploring and finishing my phase of supervision as a facilitator, and to start classes soon and share this newfound joy of life with just people. It Violanza is a come as you are, just with
Mhm.
your humanity, and we could sure use a lot of that. Looking at each other through a good lens, through our good eyes, and the goodness of our heart.
Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely more of what the world needs, for sure. For sure.
Yes.
So, all right. Any other questions before we say goodnight? Okay. Well, Dea, I thank you so much for being here, being my guest tonight. I so appreciate you. And we're wishing, let's send her all good vibes as she finishes up her supervisory training to become an official uh, facilitator teacher. So,
Yes.
and you're
Yes.
going to be
Thank
fabulous
you.
at it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you for the invitation. I'm very grateful uh, and nervous. This is my first live video ever. So today
Oh,
is a
you did
big day,
fabulous. Fabulous.
So, yeah. Thank you all.
Awesome.
Thank you, Sonia.
You're so welcome. All right, everyone. Have a beautiful evening, and I will see you later. All right.
Bye, everybody.
All right.